Admiral back with some Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Austria-Hungary campaign that we began in 1910. It's now July 1917, and we are still at war with France. France doesn't have much of a navy left. Total of 20 ships, of which 12 are currently under repair. 8 operational ships at the moment. Actually, I think that might have been 8 operational ships at the beginning of July 1917. Meaning at the beginning of the month? I don't know. I'll have to watch in the next turn or two. I don't know if these numbers change until the following monthly update. So they may have less than 8 ships. Because I think we sank a couple toward the end of the last episode. Okay. We are maintaining a pretty substantial blockade with a naval presence in the West Med, the North Atlantic, and the English Channel. There are 2 task forces up here, a pair of battlecruisers, and I'll use the term squadron of 4 heavy cruisers. 1 squadron of heavy cruisers in the North Atlantic. How much power projection is that getting us? Almost 1,000 points per cruiser. That's not bad. And they are in invade mode, not sea control mode. So actually, it could be a little bit higher than that. I think sea control gives you better power projection. At least that's what the tooltip says. What's the tooltip says? Increases power projection at the cost of a much higher ship maintenance cost. Yeah. However, it also increases tensions. And North Atlantic is a sea region which includes not only French ports, but well, that's a good question. Does it actually touch any British ports? Plymouth may be considered an English channel, not a North Atlantic port. Cork may be considered... Now, I remember from playing Britain before that Barry is a North Atlantic port. So I didn't want to be in sea control mode in the North Atlantic because I don't want to provoke the UK. And I've also got another squadron of heavy cruisers coming out to the North Atlantic as well. And then we've got several Desrons out at sea. One here, one here, one here. And these are in merchant protection mode. And then we've also got a battleship task force. And these are our main battleships, not the smaller Bizerta designed battleships. Okay. I think that should cover it. Let's head on into August 1917. Okay, this is probably the 4th or perhaps 5th French naval minister that has been fired. Okay, well, they don't want to come out and fight this turn, and that's just fine. Let's have a look and see about ship repairs. Oops, forgot to add crew check mark. This really ought to be on by default, in my opinion. Okay, Donau and Artemisia are both repaired in Spalato. Let's go ahead and get them back out to the North Atlantic. Right. Let's head into September. I'm going to go ahead and agree to this. We're kind of, the guy's down in the center of the ring, and we're just continue to kick him. Let's see what we get out of that peace treaty. After we sink a few more French ships. Okay, 4 heavy cruisers against 1 light. That tonnage doesn't look familiar, though. I think this may be a different class. What do we got here? Those are pretty big main guns for a light cruiser. However, there's only 2, and they're single mounts. 12 underwater torpedo tubes. That is a lot more underwater torpedo tubes than the other light cruiser that we've been seeing. Basically, we need to gun this thing down quick before he gets fish at us. Are we in danger of losing this battle? No. Are we in danger of taking enough damage that we are forced back to port, lessening our blockade of France? If he gets some of those torpedoes into us, perhaps. So let's hop in and see what we can do about that. Okay, the French cruiser is sighted. And we've got all of our 6.9s opening up on her. Don't particularly want to come real close to those torpedoes. I've already slowed down to 20 knots cruise speed in order to improve accuracy. And we're landing hits. Just hope we land enough hits before he shoots. Said 12 torpedo tubes. So that could be 6 per port starboard, or possibly, I guess, 5 each side with a bow and a stern. Okay, it's the Fourbon. And he's already out of torpedoes? Can they all have been damaged? Let's go have a look. Yeah, all of his torpedo launchers are out. Yeah, 5 per side, and he's also got a bow and stern. I'm just kind of curious how he managed to knock all of them out, even on the disengaged side. I don't think it's because he's fired torpedoes, because he had a disengaged side, right? He couldn't have fired both port and starboard at this point in the battle. Now, I built these cruisers pretty cheaply. They don't have Citadel. They don't have high quality armor. They do have thick armor. It's just not very high quality. 8-inch main belts, 5-inch main deck, 4-inch superstructure. But I think they're, let's see. I have 2 classes of these. One class has the Harvey, one class has the Krupp 1. But those heavy cruisers have been doing pretty well, I gotta say. Okay, up in the English Channel, Gortzkowski and Pylades encountering a heavy cruiser. Okay, we've made contact. Slow down and see which ship this is. Right, that's the cruiser, obviously. And there's the DD. I think I'd actually prefer to get rid of that DD and its torpedoes. Accuracy is not going to be as high on that target, but once one of those 12.9 shells connects, it's going to be lights out. Maybe not an outright sink on the first hit, but pretty effectively a mission kill. Well, okay. We'll keep working on the cruiser. This says Gorskowski's longitudinal weight offset is 8.8. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have built it with that much of a forward or aft weight offset. That looks weird. Look at that design again. Okay. Well, that cruiser may not cruiser. That destroyer may decide to retreat. There he is. There he goes. Attendard has taken some propulsion damage. There he goes. Well, that's going to be enough damage. It may push that, yeah, they're not in their spot anymore. So Gorskowski and Pylades have been sent back to the Adriatic for repairs. And then finally we have another squadron of heavy cruisers against another Surcouf-class light cruiser. Basically the same situation as before. Here she is. French light cruiser spotted. All our cruisers were in one division, one line. Somehow they got spread out a little bit there between the second and third ship in line. Not sure what that's about. Orange secondaries aren't doing too well yet. We have landed 20 hits on her already. The majority of them from 2-inch guns. Okay. I think our volume of fire is being curtailed quite a bit from cruiser number 3 and Tiger and Sevenico being a bit far back in line. Not too much, 1.1s. Yeah, I guess this tooltip doesn't factor in tenths of an inch of caliber. It's just what the base gun caliber is. Goodness gracious. This class even, it's the same class. This may be a refit, because it has even, oh, torpedo debt. That's what happened to the previous guy. And now what just happened to LeBlanc. Okay, well, no more torpedo threat here. But he appears to have even more torpedo tubes than the previous ship of this same class did. Because there's 16 tubes there, not 12. Regardless, this class seems prone to torpedo debt. So that's good to know. This is the certain class. It is possible that this might be the last combat of this war, pending what our government says and the ongoing peace discussions. To retreat now, but I don't know if she's going to be able to. She's down to below 12 knots. High casualties. Yeah, 46.3%. We have no more presence in the English Channel. We need to do something about that. Currently in the West Med, we have 2 battlecruisers coming into the North Atlantic, Artemisia and Dreadnoughts, where we need them. we've got battleships providing power projection in the West Med. So let's take our two Fido and Loudon. These are Tunis-based battlecruisers. And let's run them up to the English Channel. Not sure how long it's going to take for them to get there. Yeah. Let's get another squadron of 4 heavy cruisers headed up that way as well. They won't get there in one turn, 1 month. Innsbruck, Karl VI, Leopold, and Linz. Right, let's head into October 1917 and see if we are at the end of this second Franco-Austrian War. We got peace signed, but we also got 2 more battles. Okay, we don't have an option for any ports. How was that a minor victory? Come on now. Okay. Well, I learned my lesson last time that if I grab French ships, I'm probably 99.9% chance going to just scrap them. So I think I'm going to just take the money. Don't want the ships. Don't have any ports. And that kind of answers my suspicion before that kind of home nation, home territory ports. I don't think it can change hands. At least not at this stage of the campaign, I guess. So I'm just going to take this 500 million and run, and I'm going to need it because our naval budget is about to drop a lot since we will be back into peacetime mode. Oh, and that got rid of the battles. Okay. Advanced Battlecruiser 3. That sounds pretty highfalutin. Okay. And we're back at peace with a minus $82 million monthly balance. But $2.2 billion in naval funds. Which brings me to the next kind of topic there. I played a very short Italy campaign when 1.06 was still in beta. That got cut short by the updates. And now I've been playing this Austro-Hungarian campaign, both of which I found fun. I like the ships, and obviously the campaign has gone well. However, I had not played this game for about 6 months, or at least 5 months. And I knew there had been a ton of updates. Did not know what all had been changed in the several iterations that the game had gone through, and therefore I put this thing on normal difficulty. Which really ought to be called really easy difficulty. Because pretty clearly, I mean, you can see the finances. I am having zero problems with budget. You know, I've been able to keep the tech budget maxed, or at least very high. Just built a ridiculous naval surplus, and the limiting factor for all the shipbuilding construction programs has not been money, not even remotely. It's been port capacity, because Austria-Hungary is in terms of naval capacity, the smallest power. They're really not that small financially. They're not as big as Germany and the UK, but they're pretty comparable to France and Italy. Because Austria-Hungary is still big. It just doesn't have very much of a coastline down here. In any case, there's no financial pressures. There's no big dilemmas. And so I feel like, I need to bump the difficulty up on these campaigns. So I think I'm calling, I'm bringing this particular series to a close with the conclusion of this war. And that's one of the reasons why. The other reason is that I have been running a number of custom battles recently over the past few days, and I have noticed that the longitudinal offset on many of the auto-designed ships that I'm seeing is much, much better than what the auto-design had typically turned out frequently, on average, even up until very recently. The bottom line being that I think, there's been so many updates for months that will include a line that says, tweak the auto designer, it should be making better ships, and it never really got there. And there was a similar note in either 1.083 or 0.4, and at this point it's kind of like, we'll believe it when we see it. However, I've noticed these weight offsets come down a lot. And there's still one or two that'll be way out there a little bit, but on average it seems to be doing a pretty nice job. And that has to improve the accuracy of the ships. And some of the custom battles I'm seeing, the auto-designed ships they're doing better. And so that's another thing I would like to do here is let's start a new campaign, because I think maybe the AI in this particular save may still have some of the old auto design in it, and the ships may have the countries, the navies may have a lot of the older legacy ships that with older designs. So with that, I am bringing this Austria-Hungary run to a close. This is the final episode. I'm certainly not done playing Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought campaigns and posting them. And there will be a new series coming very soon. I may take like a 1 or at most 2 day break from it, but I'm not stopping it. I just want to up the difficulty, and I want to give the AI a chance to build some better ships. And what is that series going to be? Well, at this point, earlier when these were the only two available, I played the UK and Germany multiple times apiece. I've played Italy now. I've played Austria-Hungary now. The one country I haven't played yet is France. So the next campaign will be a France campaign, and it's going to be on a higher difficulty. I haven't even looked. Is it still just the 2 difficulty levels? Anyway, whatever the highest difficulty level is. And I just like starting in 1910. So it'll be a France 1910, highest difficulty, and see what kind of financial straits I can get myself into. I have played campaigns in this game before as Germany, where I was just kicking the snot out of the UK at sea in the tactical battles, but came extremely close to losing for budget reasons. And so that's a thing. At the end of the day, this isn't really a game about the tactical battles. It's about the management, the design, the shepherding through decades of war and peace of a navy. And that's at least as much as, if not more, the game than the tactical battles. So that's it for this series. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it. I enjoyed recording and posting it. And more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts coming soon as France. If you like what we're doing with the channel, if you like the content, then leave a like, leave a comment, maybe even subscribe. If you'd like to go back and have a look at earlier episodes of this series that you may not have seen, I'm linking the playlist right here. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.